Kowski, and welcome to the Easton High School Student Council Newscast. I hope you guys enjoy.
Hi, I'm Anna Adzima, and bringing you your latest updates will be Mary DeFries and Maccabee Hootie Velasco.
Hi, I'm Mary Ellen with the Recent Updates Committee. Joining me today is my dog, Bruce. Say hi, Bruce. Okay. Seniors, don't forget that there's 2 upcoming FAFSA workshops, one on December 2nd at 4 p.m. and another on December 9th at 3 p.m. If you need more information about either of these workshops, you can contact Ms. Trong at kimberly.trong@lansingschools.net. Next, don't forget that Thanksgiving break starts on Wednesday, November 25th. That's exciting. Here are a few non-school related updates that made me smile. First off, after the devastating wildfires that happened in Australia at the beginning of this year, the Smithsonian reported that there seems to be hope for the scorched eucalypt forests. The eucalypt trees that were burned during the wildfires now have new growth. They are green leafy branches coming out of the sides. Meanwhile, in Arizona, this cute dog, Lola, was adopted. Finally, she went into the shelter in September of 2019 and has spent nearly 400 days waiting for her family. Something to keep in mind is that about 600,000 dogs a year are euthanized in American shelters. And a large sum of those dogs are pit bulls like Lola and Bruce. So if you're interested in providing a forever home to an orphan dog, you can contact the Lansing the Capital Area Humane Society, or the Ingham County Animal Shelter. Now to Maccabee for more updates.
Hello, my name is Maccabee Hootie Velasco, and I'm one of your representatives on the Student Council, and I'm going to give you some updates on our school activities and even some other national news. So firstly, I would like to start off by congratulating the cross-country team on having their banquet this last November 5th. So a shout out to all the runners for continuing to practice hard all season despite not being able to compete. They include myself, Uriah Armanderas, Carlito Cerna, Eliana McDonald, Sydney Leinbach, Brandon Calhoun, Zara Jabrine, Danny Arvizu, Giovanna Gallegos, and Caleb Maldonado, and our coach, Kitty Lynch. On to some other more national news. A new memorial was opened on November 11th, which was Veterans Day for those of you who didn't know, to commemorate our Native American veterans. This memorial is located in Washington, D.C. in the National Mall and is 25 years in the making. Native American leaders hope to visit there soon and sanctify the site, hoping that it will become a place of remembrance and tranquility for years to come. In some more environmental news, the 2 largest wildfires in Colorado's history, the East Troublesome Fire and the Cameron Peak Fire, are being slowed by recent snowfall, which provided a much-needed respite for the firefighters. Together, both fires have spread over 400,000 acres and have spread into the Rocky Mountain National Park. However, they are being close to fully contained. The state's governor has said that they will need to take preemptive actions in the future to avoid such horrible conditions. Meanwhile, thousands are still evacuating from areas too close for comfort. Also, gray wolves have been recently removed from the endangered species list. The species has been on the list for over 45 years, and over that period of time has exceeded all expectations for its recovery and continues to flourish. Today, the population of gray wolves in the continental United States is over 6,000, but may face new challenges now without the protection of the federal government. In fact, many critics are calling for this move to be premature, saying that the wolves won't be able to survive due to the removal from the list and the lack of protection from the federal government. Conservationists are also calling for a reversal of this, seeing as there is no cohesive national plan for the wolves' reintegration into the ecosystems across America, and this could prove disastrous. However, in fact, Colorado has only narrowly passed a proposition to move gray wolves back into the state where they were hunted to extinction by the 1940s. Hopefully this is a positive sign of things to come. Thank you for your time, and this concludes our latest updates, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
Hello, I'm Cameron Smith, Junior Vice President, and here are the tips of the day.
Hello, the Eastern Student Body. Hi, and here are our tips for the day. Tip of the day. Track gratitude and achievement with a journal. Include 3 things you were grateful for and 3 things you were able to accomplish each day. Here's a fun fact. Elvis Presley was originally blonde. He started coloring his hair black for an edgier look. Sometimes he would touch it up using shoe polish. What are people doing today? Here's a clip of Uriah in 11th grade doing a backflip.
Hi, my name is Ava Arvizu, and up next we have Giovanna and Jovita with some great movie recommendations, TV show recommendations, and music recommendations.
Hi everyone, we're the Sports and Entertainment Committee, and we're here to give you some movie/song suggestions/shows and some information. First on the list, if you have access to Disney Plus, I recommend Clouds. Also on Disney Plus, High School Musical, the series, a personal favorite. Moving on to Netflix, The Squid and the Whale, if you want a really good laugh. Also on Netflix, The Politician. And if you want to get into the Christmas spirit, here's Jingle Jangle, A Christmas Journey. Also on Netflix, The Princess Switch, another personal favorite, and part 2 is coming out soon, by the way. Moving on to songs, Harry Styles' new album, Fine Line. This is my favorite album. Ariana Grande also released a new album. It's called Positions. Feel free to check that out. Moving on to sports, due to our 3-week lockdown, all winter sports have been canceled. That's it for sports and entertainment. We really hope you check these out and enjoy them.
The Student Council would like to recommend watching the movie Clouds on Disney+. It's the story about Zach Sobiak and his battle against osteosarcoma. Next, we recommend The Squid and the Whale. It's a film from writer and director Noah Baumbach who tells the story of 2 brothers dealing with their parents' divorce. It's available on Tubi and Netflix. Moving on to TV shows, we recommend The Politician on Netflix. Created by Ryan Murphy, the man behind American Horror Story, presents a satire revolving around a different political race the character Peyton Hobart is involved in each season. Next, we have Dash and Lily on Netflix. It's an 8-episode series surrounding 2 teenagers in New York who connect with each other by trading dares, dreams, and desires through a red notebook in New York City around Christmas time. And finally, we recommend the songs Why Not Me by Forrest, and Dancing in My Room by 347 Aiden.
Hi everyone, my name is Dana Miner and I'm Student Council Executive President. Today I'll be introducing our interviewers, Christina, Alina, Jaziel, Tomas, and Ethan, and they will be interviewing our school's athletic director, Ms. Mendez. Hope you enjoy.
Okay, so congratulations to Ms. Mendez for being the first interviewee of the Student Council Newscast.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me.
So we just have some questions we'd like to ask you.
Okay.
The first one is, what are your thoughts on the recent emergency order that Governor Whitmer has put out, considering that sports are now pushed back?
So like I had mentioned, I do think that it was something that was needed. I think when you look at the numbers and the data, the cases have increased daily. And so I think in order to beat this pandemic, we need to do our part now. And we knew that there was going to be a second wave, and that's happening right now as we speak. But I think if we're proactive and we're all on the same page and doing everything we can, we are going to combat this and we will come out on top and hopefully get back to a normal that we're used to and we're comfortable with, and, you know, trying to get things back on track for everything. And unfortunately, this did affect athletics, and, you know, in the big scheme of, you know, life, athletics is secondary right now because, you know, people and their health right now is what's important. And so I think it is important that we work together so we can overcome all this.
Thank you. Second question.
Do you think we're going to have winter sports season? If not, what about spring?
So I do think we're going to try and have a winter sports season. The MHSAA just came out today with news regarding the start of winter sports. And so we're going off of the date of December 9th. That's 3 weeks from today. And we are going to hope that we will start practices on that date, with then competition not starting until January 4th. So that this is new information. It literally just came off the email chain just now. So you guys are getting it firsthand, but we are hoping, like, we're going off all the regulations and everything. And so December 9th is our start date for winter sports. And then we're hoping we can start competitions after the new year when we get back. So January 4th would be the first day of, let's say, a girls basketball game or boys basketball or wrestling match that we might have, okay? So with that, I want to also mention about spring sports, because you did say something. So I think because we're delaying winter sports, and it is going to be a shortened season, I think that's also going to be the same for spring, because we're running out of time in the school year. So I think spring sports, I think we're definitely going to try to do it, but it is going to be a shortened season because of it's just kind of been a domino effect.
Okay. So, will seniors who planned on doing sports this season or even did this fall, will they get recognized in any way?
So my whole plan actually last year was to recognize the seniors who kind of lost their spring seasons, was to have some sort of athletic banquet, but make it very social distancing and using a lot of protocols, and maybe doing it at like the football stadium, where we can kind of have a cookout. We can have a banquet style where we announce the kids over the announcement and the speaker system. So that kind of got pushed back because we went into a quarantine and everything. So we're hoping that maybe later in the spring that we can do something like that, where we can honor all our athletes for the year and do a big like cookout at the stadium. And then I would probably even ask to invite the seniors from last year too, because they didn't really get recognized like I wish they would have. So I'm hoping that we can do something once, we're in a good place. And then I'm going to see if maybe like the varsity club can help orchestrate this and make this happen for our student athletes.
So my question is, what advice or suggestions do you have for student athletes at home who are still trying to stay in shape?
So I think even though there might seem like there's not a lot you can do, there actually is a lot that you can do right in your home. I know the weather's kind of turning, but there are still a couple nice days this week. So just going out for a jog, it can be 20 minutes, and that will be a lot of cardio for you. You can do things like push-ups and sit-ups. One thing I always say is using a jump rope. It's like the oldest fitness equipment there is, but it actually is very valuable when it comes to getting in shape and can do so much for you. So there's just a lot of little things that you can do in your own home. I also recommend Googling. There's a lot of workouts out there on the internet. If you just Google at-home workouts, there's going to be a lot of things that you can do. So I think it's just making sure you stay active and taking the initiative to want to do something.
Okay, did you get into any new sports over COVID?
So like you guys know, I'm very active, and how I love coming to all your guys' athletic events. So it was very hard for me to sit still during this quarantine and being at home. So I did actually pick up a couple new sports. I did try some disc golf, and I thought these are good sports that I could do and social distance at the same time. So I did play some disc golf in a couple different areas around here in Lansing in different parks. And then I did try to pick up golf, which is a very hard sport, but it was something I could do comfortably. And I had my family that I could play with and go, and they were teaching me. So it was a lot of fun to try those new sports.
Hey, last question. So if you could play any sport right now, whether you have the skills or not, what would it be? What's like the most appealing sport to you right now?
Oh, that's a tough one, because I'm very active and I did play multiple sports in high school. So honestly, because I can't play any more sports, and I'm kind of going to twist this a little bit, because I can't play any sports anymore, I would say if I could play and be a multi-sport athlete again and have the opportunity to play any sport that I can. Because once you only have 4 years where you have the opportunity to play whatever sport you want. And so I tell my athletes, please take advantage of that, because once you get older, you can't play anything anymore. It's done. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're playing old people leagues and stuff like that, but the competition's not the same. So I would say I would want to play every sport I could possibly play right now, because when you get older, you can't do it as well, and you don't have the opportunities as much as you do when you're in high school to do it.
Thank you for your input. I hope that more people will do sports after the COVID season now.
Absolutely. I hope kids really appreciate what sports can do and really take advantage, and because like we never know what's going to happen, and we know our seniors especially are being, like last year's seniors, this year's seniors are being affected by it, and they can't play sports, and some of them will never have the opportunity to play again. So I do hope my athletes realize how valuable sports are, but yet how quickly it can get taken away from you, and that we need to take advantage of the time that we do get to play them.
Well, thank you, Mrs. Mendez. Thank you for your time, and thank you for being the first interviewee of the Student Council Newscast. Woo!
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. And you guys, I'm excited to, see you guys and just keep it up. I know it's been hard, and, I hope soon here we can all be at the school and get to see each other face to face. So, all right. Thank you, guys.
Woo!
Hi, I'm Sarah Jaskowski.
Hi, I'm Ava Arvizu.
Welcome to the first senior shoutouts of our Student Council Newscast.
Our first senior shoutout is Alora Reed.
She's involved in NHS for 3 years, tennis for 3 years, student council for 4 years, theater for 4 years, horror movie club for 4 years, and marching band for 4 years.
Alora's future plans are attending Michigan State University and majoring in environmental science and minoring in sustainable studies.
And a fun fact about Alora is that she makes model houses and wood models. Congrats, Laura!
If you want to be mentioned on our senior shoutout segment, please fill out the Google form titled Senior Shoutouts. Thank you.
And that does it for today's announcements, tips, and highlights. We hope you enjoyed, and tune in next time to EHS Student Council Newscast.